In today's news, RYLAN and DARIA crowned VI Prince and Princess 2024. 8 elected to ANEGADA Land Committee. ESHS debate team wins national tourism debate. 2 new homes delivered under the housing program. VI braces for unprecedented weather extremes, and VG Bayside Blazers win their first game in St. Martin. In addition, failed assassination attempt, 2 dead and Trump injured. We have the details of this both locally, regionally, and internationally. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
He hit me. Will CG cover this?
Don't worry. Remember when I was in that competitive arm wrestling circuit? 3-time champion, baby! I did feel bad crushing all those arms and dreams. So I took them all out for ice cream, and then we got crushed. Anyway, CG handled my claims fast.
That explains the arm.
The best cover for the best value. CG Insurance. Good like that.
At Partners for Kids, your child's health and happiness are at the heart of everything we do. We've been the trusted medical home for children and adolescents up to 18 years old. And now, we are excited to welcome a new member to our family of healthcare professionals. Introducing Dr. Aisha Maxwell, our new family practitioner. Dr. Maxwell brings a wealth of experience and deep passion for pediatric and adult care, ready to join our team in providing first-rate health services to your family. At Partners for Kids, we believe in a collaborative approach to healthcare. With partners in physical therapy, occupational therapy, and clinical psychology, Partners for Kids, where caring is just the beginning. Visit us at Road Reef Plaza, Tortola, open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call us at 284-444-5437 or reach out at info@partnersforkids.com to learn more.
Well, am I covered?
Yeah, you're with CG. Remember when I was dabbling in knife-throwing bingo? Well, one night I won, but I also got a bullseye. No. In a beehive. I ran for hours. They caught me in the end, though. Anyway, I was covered, and I got to keep my trophy. Uh-oh.
Best medical cover for the price. CG Insurance. Good like that.
Hello everyone and welcome to this edition of 284 News. It is Monday, July 15th, 2024. I'm Ron Grant, bringing you the very latest out of Tortola in the Virgin Islands. A happy Monday is wished to each and everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Beginning our newscast, the Virgin Islands celebrated its newest young royalty on Sunday night as the highly anticipated Prince and Princess pageant 2024 came to a spectacular close. The event, held on July 14th, at the multi-purpose sports complex in Road Town, showcased an array of talent, poise, and charm of the territory's youth, the best and brightest. After a night filled with stunning performances and fierce competition, RYLAN Adams and Daria Donovan emerged victorious, claiming the titles of the VI Prince and Princess 2024 respectively.
This envelope says, the Prince and Princess of 2024.
Drum roll, please. The Prince for 2024 is none other than, let's say it together, contestant number 1, RYLAN Adams!
All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody's hands go up.
He's not number 1, it says number 1. And our princess, who will reign with our prince in the castle of the Virgin Islands over the 70th festivities. Please put your hands together for Princess number 5, Daria Donovan.
Adams dominated the print category, sweeping multiple awards including Photogenic Popularity, Best Interview, Best Intro, Dance and Speech, Triple W, and Best Talent. His consistent performance across various segments clearly impressed the judges and audience alike. Donovan, while facing very stiff competition in the print category, secured her crown with standing out performances in the Ambassador Award and Triple W segments. Now, viewers, her victory came as a delightful surprise to many, given the strong showing of other performances from contestants. The first runner-up, Joseph Richards and Melania Baltimore, gave the winners tough competition. Richards shone in the Congeniality, Ambassador Wear, and Evening Wear categories, while Baltimore impressed with her interview skills, intro dance, and talent. She also walked away with the award for Most Photogenic and Miss Popularity. Zamira Martin and Fontana Callwood secured the second runners-up positions, with Martin particularly excelling in the Congeniality and intro speech. Jakeem Smith and Jacoya Scatliff rounded out the royal court as the third runners-up. The newly crowned prince and princess will now embark on a year of representing the British Virgin Islands on various events, of course, initiatives across the region, essentially serving the young ambassadors for the territory. On Sunday, July 14th, 8 residents from ANEGADA were elected to serve on the new ANEGADA Lands Development Advisory Committee for the term of 2024 to 2027. The election saw a healthy turnout of residents as they voted from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. The votes were subsequently counted and successfully candidates were announced. In the 18 to 29 age group, Chiquita O'Neill and Ajani Faulkner were elected with 49 to 37 votes, respectively. This category had a clear outcome, with both candidates securing their oppositions. Now, in addition to that, 30-plus age category had 8 candidates running for 6 available positions, complicated by a rule in the committee's terms of reference that prohibits 2 family members from both being elected. Now, this rule stipulates that only the family members with the most votes would be elected into a family members run. As a result, the 6 elected candidates in the 30-plus category are Daryl Rowan Jr. with 50 votes, Gregory Levins Sr. with 48 votes, Sylvia Faulkner with 44 votes, Rondell Smith with 43, and Michael Mitch Vanterpool with 40 votes. Now, and Alex Varlock with 23 votes. Dennis Vanterpool with 38 votes and Kenny Francis with 22 votes were outvoted by their respective family members and thus were not elected. Following the announcement, Tweet 4 Media spoke with former chairman of the ANEGADA Lands Committee, Daryl Rowan Jr., who confirmed that the positions of the new committee members were to be determined at a meeting earlier today, as outlined in the Territories Committee's terms of reference.
The position each candidate's going to hold is determined tomorrow. According to the terms of reference, we basically will gather tomorrow, hold a meeting, and the positions will be determined amongst the members who's going to hold what position, whether chairman, vice chairman, treasurer, etc., etc. So all of that is decided tomorrow amongst the members.
Hans expressed his commitment to the continued work. Of course, with the previous committee, if he is selected as chairman, his primary focus, he said, will be on completing the remaining applications from more than 230 submitted.
Well, if I am elected back as chair amongst the members, the mandate for this term will basically be to continue where we left off. We did not get to process through the 230 plus applications that we had on hand during our former tenure, which we collected from the community. So most definitely, we will always push to pursue to make sure that all those applications go through the ministry and the deeds get in the hands of our people. We also want to have a solution for the ancestral wall paddocks that we have in ANEGADA, which are ancestrally owned, so that we can bring restitution to those families who have been waiting for over a century and a half technically, for restitution to that problem.
Also spoke about other immediate goals of the newly elected committee, as well as to personally immediate goals.
One of my personal immediate goals is to extend this olive branch so that we can get the work done. Yes, at times the road will always be tumultuous. It don't have to always be tumultuous, but we just come from a tumultuous road, a tumultuous, season with the ministry, in where we were trying to discuss certain issues and certain concerns that the community were raising to the committee, and as the committee tried to convey. And it seemed like it wasn't being, it wasn't being accepted. It wasn't being heard. It wasn't being understood. Hopefully now, with the community coming forward and saying, hey, we're going to stand by our committee, we're going to have our elections, and we're going to push forward these members of our community to form on this committee, so that we could show the government this is who we want to represent us moving forward into the future, and the sky's the limit.
Now, viewers, the newly elected committee is set to embark on its mandate, which is a strong focus on addressing land ownership issues and ensuring that the people of ANEGADA receive the deeds and recognition that they so rightfully deserved and, of course, have been long awaited for. We have the details of much more local news as we approach our commercial break. We'll be right back.
He hit me. Will CG cover this?
Don't worry. Remember when I was in that competitive arm wrestling circuit? 3-time champion, baby! I did feel bad crushing all those arms and dreams. So I took them all out for ice cream, and then we got crushed. Anyway, CG handled my claims fast.
That explains the arm.
The best cover for the best value. CG Insurance. Good like that.
At Partners for Kids, your child's health and happiness are at the heart of everything we do. We've been the trusted medical home for children and adolescents up to 18 years old. And now, we are excited to welcome a new member to our family of healthcare professionals. Introducing Dr. Aisha Maxwell, our new family practitioner. Dr. Maxwell brings a wealth of experience and deep passion for pediatric and adult care, ready to join our team in providing first-rate health services to your family. At Partners for Kids, we believe in a collaborative approach to healthcare. With partners in physical therapy, occupational therapy, and clinical psychology, Partners for Kids, where caring is just the beginning. Visit us at Road Reef Plaza, Tortola, open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call us at 284-444-5437 or reach out at info@partnersforkids.com to learn more.
Well, am I covered?
Yeah, you're with CG. Remember when I was dabbling in knife-throwing bingo? Well, one night I won, but I also got a bullseye.
No.
In a beehive. I ran for hours. They caught me in the end, though. Anyway, I was covered, and I got to keep my trophy. Uh-oh.
Best medical cover for the price. CG Insurance. Good like that.
There are many ways to enjoy life, like so many ways to count on Popular.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you so much for sticking with us. The Elmore Stout High School debate team has achieved a historic victory, winning the 2024 National Tourism Debate Competition. Our Kamal Haynes has more on this report.
The team representing the British Virgin Islands defeated Precious Treasures International School from the Turks and Caicos Islands in a closely contested final. Held on Friday, July 12th via a virtual platform, the final saw the Elmerstown High School trio comprising Adrienne Thomas, Naomi Onufuju, and Candy Richardson securing the championship with a total of 941 points, edging out Precious Treasures 934 points. The BVI team passionately argued in favor of the moot, increasingly devastating superstorms and earthquakes make our #1 tourism industry risky business for the Caribbean. Richardson, leading the team as Prime Minister, set the stage with compelling opening remarks and a clear outline of their critical points.
Madam Speaker, I do not believe anyone can successfully argue that developing a tourism product in a region beset by frequent natural disasters isn't inherently risky. The question now becomes, how risky is it? We decided to tackle this problem by first investigating two important factors: who the product is targeting, the tourists, and the ones operating the product, the business owners. For the tourists, safety is paramount. However, because weather can only be reliably forecasted up to 10 days out, travelers often look at the trends over the years and weigh the odds. In a warmer climate that may produce more powerful storms more frequently, this change in trends will make travelers more reluctant to visit the region.
Deputy Prime Minister Naomi followed, delivering a detailed analysis of the risk posed of increasing superstorms and earthquakes to the region.
The opposition's first speaker has acted as if someone suggested to put the tourism industry on hold because of the risk of superstorms and earthquakes. Not once have we mentioned that. Just because there is a risk does not mean that we intend to shut down business. As small island developing states, we boast many characteristics that make us prime tourist destinations to many. However, because we are small, a rather large problem presents itself: a lack of resources. This makes it especially difficult for small island developing states to diversify their economies, and many end up reliant upon the whims and fancies of those seeking a getaway. According to Statista, a global data and business intelligence platform, there were still 5 countries within the region where tourism made up more than half of their GDP in 2022. Topping the chart was Antigua and Barbuda, where it made up an astounding 94%.
Thomas, as the third member of the House of Assembly, delivered a powerful supporting argument.
Because we are unwavering in this position, it would be irresponsible of us not to discuss the impacts earthquakes have had on the region. The reason for their omission thus far was one of practicality. Both natural disasters are equally destructive towards infrastructure, so their impacts on industry are not dissimilar. However, superstorms are not only more common in their occurrence, but are scientifically predicted to worsen as our climate shifts. There's known predictability that adds another level of fear and uncertainty into travelers and locals alike. Not like the unknown, like an earthquake.
Sealing the deal for the BVI was Naomi Onufuju, who returned with a comprehensive rebuttal. She was awarded the overall Best Speaker prize for her outstanding performance in the final.
The opposition has stated many times that superstorms and earthquakes are indeed risks. Why are they proving our own point? That makes my work a lot easier. The opposition has also tried to distract us by talking about other risks to tourism, such as terrorism. Now, we wouldn't dare say that terrorism is not a risk to the tourism industry, but so are superstorms and earthquakes. The opposition's second speaker has stated that the region is no stranger to storms and natural disasters, that it hasn't changed our tourism product before, so why would it change it in the future? Let me see. Earthquakes and superstorms especially will accompany a changing climate that will severely impact our tourism product. Ocean warming and acidification will devastate reefs, and changing weather patterns can cause biodiversity loss.
The Chief Judge, Mrs. Bertha Cooper-Rozier, an attorney at law in the Bahamas, commended both teams for their exceptional performance. She noted that the judges faced a particularly challenging decision, which took longer than usual to finalize. Reporting for 284 News, I am Kamal Haynes.
Two new homeowners, Miss Leigh Rollins and Miss Mary Call, both have received the keys to their brand new homes as part of the Government of the Virgin Islands Housing Recovery Assistance Program. Minister for Health and Social Development, the Honorable Vincent O'Wheatley, said it was another fantastic day to give thanks for as his ministry continues to fulfill its mandate to provide homes for the people that were damaged by the hurricanes of 2017. Wheatley also encouraged the new homeowners to take care of their homes and to get them insured as much as possible. 4th District Representative, the Honorable Luce Hodge-Smith, said it is refreshing and pleasing that the government can help the people in this particular fashion. She said, and I quote, "Of course, as you know, we all suffered from the hurricanes, but there are some who suffered more than others. Therefore, it is certainly a pleasure to be able to, this morning, hand over the keys to this beautiful house to Miss Rollins and her family." Now, the recipients express appreciation to the government and contractors for their hard work and the role they played in making the occasion possible. Ms. Call said, who is one of 18 persons to benefit from a rebuild grant under the Housing and Recovery Program. In addition, to date, 16 rebuild grants were completed and 2 are ongoing. Additionally, 30 social homes have been constructed throughout the territory of the Virgin Islands since the inception of the program. Now, currently, 1 social home is being constructed on Joss Van Dyke and is expected to be completed within the next few weeks. Another social home is being expected to be tendered through the government tender process in the near future, and 1 is currently undergoing the necessary approvals at Town and Country Planning. Viewers, up next, we have more on the local scene. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
Orange alert! Orange alert! Fire is spreading across the BVI. The fastest, most reliable, and affordable fiber internet service is here for you. Look out for fire in these new locations: Slaney, Duff Bottom, Manual Reef, Seacouse Bay, Albion, Hannah's, Palestina, Pleasant Valley, and Havers. Fiber is in your area. Call 444-4444 or visit a CCT store to find out more and bring it home. More locations coming soon.
At Higher BVI, we're not just about business. We're about empowering lives, and that is because we aspire to inspire. By choosing us, you're supporting a company that believes in equal opportunities, diversity, and community growth. Our mission goes beyond profit. It's about providing HR solutions, fostering talent, and leaving a positive impact. Join us in building a better future, a better BVI. Choose Higher BVI, where your support isn't just a transaction, it's a transformation. Together, we're changing lives in these beautiful Virgin Islands.
There are many ways to enjoy life, like so many ways to count on Popular.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you so much for sticking with us. Of course, weather has been a very heavy conversation. The Virgin Islands Department of Disaster Management has issued a stark warning for residents to prepare for the increasingly extreme weather events as the 2024 hurricane season progresses. Now, this alert comes on the heels of unprecedented climate phenomena observed in the first 6 weeks of the season. The 2024 season has already seen and made history with the formation of hurricanes Beryl, the first Category 5 storm recorded in the Atlantic Basin in the very early seasons of the year. Meteorologist Andrew Jackson reflected on what this could mean for the season ahead in a recent interview with Tweet4 Media.
Climate change is a real thing. And that is going to be another factor that will be affecting forecasting, because the way things were 10 years ago and now have been slightly different. Just like how you mentioned, the whole sea surface temperatures being an issue. It will keep being an issue unless we, on a global scale, try to do something about it. But nonetheless, back to the question of expectation. Beryl is a good idea of what we could likely expect for the rest of the season, because we are still a good bit away from the peak. A storm like Beryl is usually in around September, October, thereabout. So, not to scare the public, but let us be informed that the possibility lies that there can be other hurricanes like Beryl, other hurricanes that could track closer to the territory. It doesn't even necessarily have to be a hurricane. It could be a tropical storm that tracks close to the territory, or even other territories. And the next thing is, the season was forecasted to have at least 20 to 23 named storms. We already have 3 of those. It's possible that the next 20 could be hurricanes. It's possible that the next 20 could be tropical storms. The possibilities are just what it is. And we should just be prepared for what is likely, which we already know that is going to be active.
This extreme event aligns with a troubling global trend. July marks the 13th consecutive month of record-breaking temperatures worldwide, according to the Caribbean Institute for Meteorology and, of course, the region, who is paying special attention to the paradoxical mix of weather extremes in the coming months. Their projections suggest a pattern of both excessive and heavy events, of course involving heat and frequent severe storms. For the Virgin Islands, the forecast for July and August include a mid-summer dry spell and a frequent episode of oppressive, humid heat. As the season progresses into August and September, residents should prepare for increasingly frequent heavy showers, severe tropical cyclones, and extreme weather events coinciding with the peak of an above-average hurricane season, and of course the possibility of more intense storms like Hurricane Beryl. Now, these weather patterns carry significant implications for the territory, including high risk of flash flooding and landslides, increased health hazards due to the standard water, greater incidence of height stress-related health conditions, of course, frequent disruptions outdoors, increasing heat as well, potentially impacting the carnival season and other cultural events. As the Virgin Islands faces this new climate reality, authorities stress the importance of community resilience and adaptability. Residents are encouraged, of course, to stay tuned to official sources and follow all emergency guidelines as the season unfolds. Now, for the full interview with our Tweet4 Media personnel and Mr. Jackson, that is available on all Tweet4 Media platforms. On the aspect of sports, it was one of the most highly anticipated games as the Battle of the Fittest basketball league kicked off in the Dutch St. Martin, which runs from July 14th to the 20th, 2024. The games are played by the L.B. Scott Sports Auditorium in Philipsburg, the capital city of Dutch in St. Martin. Team Virgin Gorda Bayside Blazers, coached by Brian S. Bruley, aka Bash, came out hitting, of course, with the game point Anthony J. Smith controlling the ball as the floor general. From the start of the game, the VG Bayside Blazers led the game with at least 10 to 15 points ahead. The final score was VG Bayside Blazers 87 to the Dominican Republic 76. Throughout the game, VG Bayside Blazers dominated the game with heavy hitters like Norval S. Carey, aka Banana, and of course Shamar A. George, aka Shamba, both of Tortola and Virgin Gorda respectively. High scores, and I mean high scores, were Carey with 17 points, followed by Raheem E. Carter with 16 and George 15 points. Tonight, July 15th, 2024 at 8 p.m., VG Bayside Blazers will take on a team, USA, in its biggest game yet. On Tuesday, July 16th, the Blazers will take on St. Martin. Now, meanwhile, the other teams from the Virgin Islands Skillful Ballers, coached by Rodney Simmons, aka Gola Easy, defeated St. Eustatius with a score of 81 to 76. And of course, in a tragic turn of events, a shooting at a campaign rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, United States on Saturday evening left 2 people dead and several others injured, including Republican presidential candidate former President Donald Trump. The incident occurred around 7:30 p.m. during Trump's speech when shots rang out, causing chaos among the thousands of attendees. Former President Trump was seen fallen to the ground with blood on his ear and face after the initial shots. Security personnel immediately surrounded him, leading him away from the lectern and offstage to safety. Eyewitnesses described the scene as a mess, chaos, with screams echoing through the crowd as people sought cover. Law enforcement sources confirmed that the shooter was neutralized on the scene, and I quote, neutralized, according to Butler County District Attorney Richard Galder. The shooter and the audience member were killed in the incident. Another spectator is reported to have been seriously injured and is receiving medical treatment, of course, for their injuries sustained during the attack. This incident has, of course, cast a shadow over the campaign trail, highlighting the ongoing risk faced by public figures and their supporters. Viewers, that is it for today's news roundup. Be sure to follow us for your daily news updates at 284media.com, and of course, like us on Facebook at 284media and 284BVI on Instagram and Twitter, formerly X. I'm Ron Grant. Have a beautiful rest of the day. I'll see you again tomorrow.